Another year, another iPhone. But this year, Nomad has really outdone themselves. If you're not interested in picking up that TechWoven case from Apple and really want to keep the tradition strong and continue to use a leather case, I think Nomad has you covered here. In this video, we're going to cover the traditional leather case and the modern leather case from Nomad. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we're going to talk about this modern leather case. It is a vegetable tan leather that is MagSafe and wireless charging compatible. The leather design here is based around a TPU bumper that offers roughly 8-foot drop protection. This year, since the camera button is on its second year, they've added a tactile camera control button, and they are metal as well. All right, so now let's get into the box. I got the black color here because I think it fits really well with the TPU design and kind of has a seamless design. As you can see, Nomad's packaging is really minimal and environmentally friendly. So let's pull that out of here. Feels fantastic in the hand, like incredible in the hand. And I can't do anything other than tell you and showcase my hands rubbing across this. And the other thing is the actual smell that this leather produces, especially fresh out of the box. And you can see here where the seams of the leather meet with the TPU case, and it kind of blends in really nicely. So if you got a brown color, you would notice that break, and that's the reason why I asked Nomad to send me a black one, because it just is like a seamless experience. Flipping it over, you can see that the felt material covers all of the area in which the phone will come in contact with the case, and you will see the magnetic MagSafe inclusion there as well. Nomad did a little bump out here. I'm not sure why, maybe for cooling or whatnot, for the vapor chamber. And they have moved their actual embossed labeling there, or their logo there as well. Looking inside of the TPU case here, you can see that there's this air pocket that is created from the TPU, and the buttons already have a tactile experience without even having the phone included inside of it. You can see that the action button is ribbed for your pleasure, and the volume rocker is smooth, the power button being ribbed as well. Nomad has included this camera button control for the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro. That leaves the TPU kind of rigid all the way across. It used to have a weak point here because it was just a cutout. Now it is nice and strong and rigid. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get the iPhone put in and take a look at what it looks like. So having it installed, it really creates this nice two-tone color if you have the cosmic orange like I do. One thing that you may be concerned with is having this whole opening open, and that's something that you're gonna have to deal with if you go with this case option. Going around the edge, you can see there's some lay on the table protection, and it is screen protector friendly. The buttons are rather tactile and responsive. Going around towards the bottom, you can see the dual stereo microphones in the iPhone 17 Pro are completely exposed, and it has a symmetrical look. One thing that you will not get with this case is a lanyard loop. That's just something that they've moved away from on this case. Another thing to note is that there is a subtle Nomad branding right there on the volume rocker side of the phone. So to test this camera button overlay and module that Nomad includes on this case, you can see that it is responsive and actually works. And you can make changes to your focus and your exposure as well by sliding. So it all works and functions appropriately here. One last thing to test is the MagSafe compatibility, and it is extra strong. So if you're worried about the MagSafe compatibility of this leather case, don't. It is compatible. So this modern leather case is of the Horween leather design, and it will cost you 75 bucks. But with modern leather, you can get a variety of different color shades. You can get the rustic brown, you can get limited edition colors as well, like Oldie Dublin and Burgundy. But if you wanted to bump down and save yourself roughly 20 bucks, you can go down to just the basic leather, and that also comes in 3 different color varieties. Before we move on to the traditional leather case, if you chose black, you will not notice much patina occurring with your case because of the color of the leather. If you appreciate that old look, over time develops and kind of molds to your usage and becomes more customized to you, keep in mind that you may want to go with a brown color on the modern leather case so you can get this result at the end of the year. And that, my friends, is the modern leather case by Nomad. On to the traditional leather case, which is historically been my favorite go-to case. Every year, it's always been like one of my favorite cases. That said, it is a full wrap vegetable tan leather that is on this kind of like structured TPU thing, but it goes all the way around it, and it has like this unibody design. This year, Nomad has included an actual metal camera button instead of that opening that they initially launched with last year on the iPhone 16 Pro. Each of the buttons are very tactile and metal as well, and this is MagSafe and wireless charging compatible. Like I mentioned before, they are carbon neutral and their packaging is very minimal and recyclable, as well as friendly to the environment. So getting into this case, and you can smell it immediately upon opening it, and this case is easily, it produces this feeling of dopamine to my head. Like this, it just smells so freaking good, and it feels absolutely amazing. This year, they've included this nice huge bump out for the camera island or whatever Apple is calling it this year, and it will add a substantial amount of lay on the table protection there. So gosh, I cannot rub it and smell it. It just is an awesome experience. You can see the anodized metal buttons here as well. It shares with the modern leather case's design layout. The volume rockers are smooth, and then you got a ribbed action button and a little bit of Nomad embossing on the case there. You see the full wrap that is occurring here with this leather case, and it goes all the way inside. This one will not provide that much of drop protection, so keep in mind if you go with this option. If you're a person that is prone to dropping, I would say that the modern leather case is probably the best option. Moving into the inside of the case, you can see that the leather goes all the way into this felt material, and the felt material goes all the way up and around up here as well, unlike the modern leather case, which kind of stopped right here. The felt is really nice, feels upgraded. They moved their Nomad embossed branding there within the center of the MagSafe ring. This year, unlike last year, they are covering the camera button. I love this change. I was not a huge fan of the opening like this, that they managed the camera button in this way. They've made that change here, and it is an actual full case. So now the rigidity of it's a lot stronger than having that break in the case there. With that said, let's get the iPhone 17 Pro put into this thing. As you can see, it produces this really nice two-tone look. You will not get that full coverage that some cases are offering of this camera module. So that is something you're going to have to either deal with or look for a different solution somewhere. Buttons are extremely tactile. Camera button cover works flawlessly. So there's this feature where you can soft touch and get inputs for focus and exposure, and it looks like it's working here fine. So moving around towards the bottom, you can see there is a symmetrical design as well, and the stereo mics are completely unobstructed, as well as the USB-C port and the speaker. Moving up towards the top in the front of the device, you can see it has a really nice wraparound design that exposes the phone's frame a little bit, because it is screen protector friendly, and you will not have any issues with the earpiece. With this color and the traditional leather case from Nomad, you can expect a patina. So this is a year later, and I swapped cases from time to time, but you can see the actual customized patinaing that is occurring on this iPhone 16 Pro with the traditional leather case that I've had for a year. So I can expect the same results. And you can see that it is beautifully coming through. It makes me sad every year that I have to put this phone to bed, and I cannot use this case anymore, because I can only imagine a couple of years of patina action happening and how beautiful the case would become. One last thing is the MagSafe compatibility. I'm gonna bring this in here, and it locks in place and initiates charging right away. Super strong magnet. You will not have any problems with MagSafe accessories. So the traditional leather case runs you around $85. That is with this Horween leather. If you want a different leather material, you can bump that and it'll take you to $65, and that will open up the door to different coloring options. I think they have an English tan, and they also have the brown as well. So that is something to consider. If you want to save yourself $20 and get a lighter colored tan, you can. and that is in the English tan color. I don't know if it's available yet. I know they were working on it. That's something you'll want to keep in mind. This case, as pictured in this video, will be $85 out the door. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think, because $75 and $85 cases are pretty expensive. And realistically, I hope this video helped you make an educated purchase decision if you were interested in picking up either one of these cases. If you're interested in pricing and availability, I'll have it linked in the description of this video. Full disclosure, those are my affiliate links, so I make a little bit of money based on your purchases without it costing you anything in addition to your purchase. That is a fantastic way for you to support content creation here on this channel, and I really appreciate it. Before I close, I must disclose, Nomad has always been an awesome collaborator of the channel, and they were kind enough to send these two cases out to me. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Tomas, and I will catch you in the next one.